Hello everyone, and welcome to Mind Garbage. My name is Eric Myers. If you didn't know, Mind Garbage is a show that airs every Monday around 9 o'clock, and I talk to you about whatever I want for roughly 10 minutes. And today, I actually wanted to talk about curation in video games and whether or not it's important. First things first, this is Jim Sterling's video. I'm not buying this game. I'm not playing it. It's called Life of Black Tiger. I'm not monetizing it. I'm not making any sort of money off of this because it would feel wrong to get anything from Jim Sterling. As far as, he's the one that bought and played this terrible game. I'm not getting in the way of that. So I'm letting you know, Jimmy, that this is your work. I'm not doing any money off of it. I just refuse to play it. If you want, anytime you're over in Fort Bragg, California, you find yourself this way, I'll buy you a drink. If you don't want a drink, there's a fine dining establishment known as Taco Bell. I can get you some Taco Bell. I got no problem doing that. But if you don't want anything, I've done all I can for you, and I'm sorry. There's no pleasing you. Curation. The thing about curation is that it's getting to the point where it's borderline non-existent on the PlayStation Network, and so much so that it's infiltrated Steam, the iOS, Android, and even, Xbox Store, although I'm not on Xbox Store. This game behind me that you are watching right now is called Life of Black Tiger. Now, I was going back and forth whether or not I wanted to do this video and even show this game, because giving these people more attention than they already have received over the past week or so, didn't think I should really do it. But this game is so crappy and so terrible that I figured, you know what? This is the perfect example and time to talk about this. Curation, I think, overall is a good thing. iTunes is a perfect example of this. If you look at iTunes where you have top albums, so you're logging into iTunes and it says top albums and all that sort of stuff. And you see, here's a new Kanye album, a new Chance the Rapper album, a new J-Lo album, which I don't know if Jennifer Lopez is still making music. I assume she is. If she is, good for her. Good for you, J-Lo. One of the things that I really appreciate about it, though, is having the ability to filter by genre and then see, okay, what's the top selling of this? What's the best for me? And that's a great feature that we see in other things such as Spotify. Pandora's built their whole business on that. And then if you go into movies such as Netflix, which even their curation isn't as good as it should be, there still is curation. You can see what is being recommended to you and saying, hey, you like Stranger Things, you'll like the OA or whatever. And so that is very important to have curation. Where this game annoys me to my very core is the fact that this is quite possibly one of the worst games I have ever seen in my life. And there's a lot of terrible games out there. Think about all the crappy Android and iPhone games that flood the market. The PlayStation Network, they opened up the door back in E3 2013 when they said, we're an indie, this is the indie station, basically. I think indie games are the lifeblood of a console. You need independent developers coming on and giving unique ideas because we love AAA games. We love those. But there's something to be said of a Shovel Knight or This War Is Mine or something like that. A game that can come out and be different and not exactly be of AAA quality and standards, but give unique ideas. Originally, I thought it was cool. It was like, okay, this is cool. You're going to have a bunch of developers come out. They can put their game on the platform. It's really easy, and that's great. That is fantastic. This is where it has now reached a point of what the hell is going on. If you go into the PlayStation Marketplace, there's just an exorbitant amount of games that clearly look terrible. And it's not even a matter of this game doesn't really do it for me. These games just objectively look bad. And so I don't necessarily agree with the mantra that some people have been saying of there should be much higher quality control, because of the fact that one man's trash is another man's treasure. And I do think that is true. A game to me that I don't necessarily care for, say Overwatch. I have nothing against Overwatch. Overwatch looks great. It looks fantastic even, but it's not a game for me. But that's a game of the year for a lot of people and for a lot of outlets. And so that is fine. That's great. That's wonderful. But can anyone in their right mind say that they want to play this game? I mean, look at it. Just take a look at it. Do you want to spend $10 to play a game that, mind you, is free on Android and iPhone? And this is the terrible thing to me, is that a game, say, like Overcooked comes out, $20. Fantastic game. It'll cause marital problems. Believe me. Seriously. Believe me, guys. But It's a fantastic game nonetheless. Really great. Great fun co-op experience. This, on the other hand, I mean, it looks like a PS1 game or a PS2 game, very early PlayStation 2 game. And this is where we need to have some sort of curation to filter through all the crap that we are inundated with. There are millions of games like this on the PlayStation Network. 40% of Steam's library was added in 2016. In the year 2016, 40% of their library was added. Take a look at how long Steam has been around and think to yourself, should this be the case? Because I tell you what, it should not be the case. It should not happen in this market. Why are these games coming? And like I said, one man's trash is another man's treasure, and there's nothing wrong with that. Every game is going to be different for people, but we shouldn't flood the marketplace with games that are crap, like this. And the reason why is to say that a game like Shantae, something pirate or other, or Shovel Knight, or even Axiom Verge, games that granted have a bit of publicity for us as the modern gamer, but someone could walk into that store and look at it, you know, on their PlayStation browser or whatever, and see there's Life of Black Tiger, Shovel. No, these games all look terrible. And that's the problem, is that there is no curation. There is nothing on the PlayStation market that exists and says, these are games that you should pay attention to. And yes, I know what you're thinking, but Eric, there's a whole part of the store that says, games for you. That's great. Those are big AAA games. I know that if I gave it a chance, I'd probably love Madden 17. But I know that's not for me. What PlayStation needs to do is have something in place that is very similar to a Netflix and say, hey, you like this, you should check this out. If I liked, say, Tropico 5, maybe I'll like This War of Mine, which I'll let you know. I do like This War of Mine. I played about 5 minutes of it, almost made me cry and think, man, war is really terrible. And so I went and just played Watch Dogs 2 or Tales from the Borderlands, something to just clear my thoughts and my whole head process, because I started to get really sad. And I don't want to feel sad. I don't play games for that. That's a great game. And this is the thing, is that they need to introduce some sort of curation. PlayStation opened up the floodgates for this, and that's fine. But we need someone or something to sift through all this garbage and say, you should check this out and not this. Please, do not spend $10 on this piece of crap game. I'm begging you. Thank you very much for watching. If you like, you can subscribe, you can share, you can like the video, you can do all that sort of stuff. You can also follow me on Twitter at EricMyers93, and the link is down below. Thank you very much for watching. This is the first video of the new set, and I hope you enjoyed a little bit more editing, all that fun stuff. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys next week.